Hello and welcome back to the Book Club. The club will talk about books that I've been recently reading and enjoying them, and what you've been recently reading and enjoying, and if you've read what I'm about to talk about, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. I have finally done it. I've finally started my Brandon Sanderson journey. Am I starting in the right place? I don't know. I've been seeing stuff online that says you should start with Mistborn, but I was so intrigued by the Stormlight Archives. I was so intrigued by The Way of Kings. It's the one that everyone says is the pinnacle. It's the one that has the most rich brilliance, and everything was right. Everything was right. This might genuinely be my favourite book of all time. I am not... From the past few years, I've not been a huge reader. I've not read a lot, but my God, this takes the cake as that top spot, because this is genius. This is brilliance. This is unbelievable in some cases. I don't know how Brandon Sanderson has done it. I mean, I know that like 10 years of work and research and dedication went into building this story, but my God, is it fantastic. From the characters, the interconnections with them, the grander scale picture, the world of Rashar, and just all of it is just insane. Like, so many moments in this book had my jaw to the floor. Like, I cannot tell you another book that made me react in the way that this did. I had like my head slamming against the pages at some points. I wanted to scream and grab some characters, and just honestly, I'm in love with this world. I'm in love with the characters, the concepts, the power systems. It's all so interesting. It's just brilliant. I would try and describe and round up The Way of Kings for you, but in all honesty, I can't. There's so many different things to even consider and think about. The main character, if you even want to call him the main character, is Kaladin, and what a man he is. From slave to bridge runner. Bridge 4 is one of my favourite groups of like people in fiction. The tragedy of the bridge runs, the people who are essentially just sent out to die, to be a distraction, only to just turn themselves around. Like, during the last 150 pages of this book, I had such a grin on my face. Them turning back to go back to the plateau. It was just brilliant. I was so happy because everything in that moment aligned. I was like, Kaladin's now gonna come across Dalinar, and then they're gonna come together. The two honourable men and Sadie's. What a bastard of a man. He just left. When he left the plateau and left Dalinar and Adolin on the top of the... Oh my God. I wanted to scream. Like, that was just outrageous. I spent the first half of the book hating Sadie's, and then I started to warm to him. I thought, okay, he's becoming a better man, he's joining the sort of the code and everything like that, and then towards the end, everything just shattered down. The other side, that isn't just all the bridge people, because, oh my God, there is so much to talk about with the bridge people that I could just talk about them forever. Not even just aside from the bridge people, Kaladin as one singular character, surviving the high storms, that bridge run in the middle when he does the sideways tactics, I was so happy, and then so unhappy. But just the journey that he's been on, the backstory that we get from him, everything just shapes him into this brilliant character. One of my favourite I've read about in so long. But aside from that, you've also got Shallan, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but her and Jasna, and just the treachery and betrayal of all that, their developments with the Soulcaster, and then the guy who turned out to try and murder them with bread and jam. What? I'm interested, obviously, to see where Kaladin goes. I think he's going to be on an absolutely insane journey, but I'm more intrigued, if anything, by Shallan and Jasna, because the work that they're doing and the research that they're putting into the like that reveal at the end, the Voidbringers are the Parishmen, and all of that, I don't even know where to begin. What was that last scene? Who is Wit? I have so many questions. Oh my God. my mind, like, genuinely, I had to sit in silence for a good half an hour after finishing this book because my brain was just, like, fizzled. I don't even know what that last scene was about. Opening the gate to a man coming out with a shard blade, which, by the way, I've not even touched on. I talked about, the power systems, the shard blades and the shard plate. Oh my god, what an interesting concept. What a brilliant thing. Just, it's so cool and interesting, and the fact that you have to kill someone with it to take them down, and the reveal. Like, I spent the whole sort of beginning of the book thinking, how is Kaladin a traitor? How did he, like, walk away from the war? I don't understand. And then to get that realization that Amaran slaughtered his men because he beat a shard plate user, and he was going to inherit and become a Light Eye, refusing it as an honourable man, but then... How? Like, the writing of this, honestly, like, I'm currently writing my own book, and this just makes me sad, because how on earth do you create just these brilliant, rounded characters that are just so deep and layered, and they have their own, mental stabilities and just everything. Dalinar, like, him as a man might be my favourite character, if I'm being honest. I love him. He's so good. I don't want anything to happen to him. Like, the visions that he has, they are so intriguing. What is the desolation? What are the radiants? I don't know, but I'm so interested, and I'm so excited to read more. I've already started the second book in the series because I was so scared to start this book because of the size of it. It's 1,200 pages. I've never read anything this big, but my god, I took my time with it. I took a month and a half to read this, and it was so worth it. Every minute of this book, I'm gonna spend the rest of my life recommending this to people, because Brandon Sanderson, you have got me. You have got me in your grasp. I want to read all of the Stormlight Archive. I want to read the Mistborn series, the one-shots, the standalones. I want to read Skyward. I think it's called Skyward, the space one. I don't know, but just how a man is so creatively just... He's a genius. Like, there's no other word for it. There's just so much to talk about. What are the Spren? What is the realm that Jasna and Shallan went into with the glass orbs? What is all that about? What are the floating figureheads that talk to them? Just every single time that Dalinar had a vision in the High Storm, just blew my mind even more. Like, what is going on? What is this? It's just... I can't just, please read it. If you have not read this and you're a fan of fantasy, a fan of Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, just delving yourself into different worlds, you have to read this. Like, there's no other way of putting it. It's so good. It's so good. Every location is different. The fact that the whole world is shaped and crafted around the high storms that come, like, even to the smallest details of the grass on the floor moving in a different way to that normal grass does, because it's got to combat with high storms. Like, the ways that the castles and the cities and everything is built around the fact of this. And then the Stormlight, the fight scenes, oh my god, I've not even touched on the assassin. Oh, starting a book by having an assassin murder a king is one bit, but having this assassin have this power and ability that moves in a way that is so insane, like shooting rocks down corridors because he can shift the gravitational pull of where it goes, and the fact that Kaladin has that in his grasp excites me so much. Like, every scene with the assassin, I know he has a name, but I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, but just every character is so rich and interesting, even down to like Teft, Rock, people of the bridge. Like, just I don't know how this is done. But this is a masterful world that is just incredible. If you were wondering if this book is overrated because I see so many people talking about it, trust me, it's not. It's perfection of the highest order. Like, I don't even care that, like, people say it was slow. People I see say, oh, The Way of Kings is kind of slow until the last 150 pages. I disagree. I loved spending my time with them. I loved getting to learn this world, getting to understand it, getting to meet the different people and creatures that inhabit this world, getting to grips with it all. It's not slow at all. It's beautiful. It is so good. But anyway, let me know, what did you think of The Way of Kings if you have read it, and I will see you next time on the book club.